Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark. I'm from the Apprentice Nation team, and I'm here today to talk to you all about being a hit in an interview. Can be a scary moment, but we're going to break down some incredible tips to get you ready. When was the last time you met someone and they really made an impression on you? What did they do? Why did they make that impression? How did they do it? Hit pause on this video for just a second, have a think, and write down at least 3 things. From the last time you met someone, how did they make an impression? Why? What did they do? The reason I ask this question is because interviews are all about first impressions. Now, I can't hear what you've all said, so let's see what our audience have done. We asked the Apprentice Nation team the exact same question, and here are some of their answers. They said it was about how people held themselves, or they were smiling all the time, they were laughing. They asked me questions. Great handshake or good elbow bump. They were well dressed, they look swish, suave maybe. Look pleased to see me, they look happy, they look calm, nice clothes. Good poise. Sound familiar? Well, the good news is these are some of the things we're going to work on today in this session. We're going to go through that moment of first impression right through to nailing the interview so you can walk out feeling proud of yourself and incredibly confident that you did the best job possible. So in just the next 10 minutes, I'm going to cover 10 beautifully simple tactics. They take just the simple knowledge of what we're going to do today and practice. Practice, practice, practice to launch you ahead of all your competition. With all of these activities, I'm going to give you a couple of tasks as well for you to go away and practice in your own time so that you can feel comfortable when you get that exciting interview. Some of which you might want to pause and do as we're doing the session, or you can come back and do these later. I'll leave that in your very capable hands. So with that, are you ready to transform your chances of success in an interview? Number 1, upgrade your thin slice. It takes just a quick glance, maybe just 3 seconds, for people to make up their mind about who you are, what kind of person you are. How you dress is one of the most important ways of demonstrating that. Dress to impress. It's not a rule, it's just good advice. People will take you more seriously if you look more serious, if you are well put together, and you can do so in a casual and relaxed manner, but still look $1 million. As I'm speaking, we're going to throw up some exceptional examples from the likes of Tom Hardy in a spectacular suit that demonstrates his creativity as well as that edge, through to the wonderful princess, Meghan Markle, looking extraordinarily sharp. And then on the other side, we've got Chadwick Boseman, the late absolute legend, both looking incredibly relaxed and comfortable, but dressing up a very chilled out jumper with really smart shoes, trousers and belt. You guys have to experiment to feel comfortable in yourself, but so that you set the right impression. Do not be judged badly or incorrectly based on your choice of clothing. So the simple task here is to go away and prepare your 2 best outfits. 2 outfits that you know when you put on, you will look like an absolute boss and you will feel it too. And they become your interview outfits. Number 2, do your research and preparation. LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, it doesn't matter, but you've got to get on it. What's company culture look like? This is a good way of understanding. Should you wear a suit to the interview, or should you be a bit more relaxed, right? Do they like to dress down? Do they value fun and creativity, or are they formal and authoritative? So the question it then becomes, what can you bring to the interview to demonstrate that you are really prepared? Not just yourself and your nice clothes, but your CV. This is the easiest trick in the book. 99% of recruiters will have your CV on the table, but you bring yours with you anyway, and you let them know that you've brought it. And all that says is, oh, yeah, you're really well prepared. I appreciate that. Number 3, physically Take up more space, whether it's when you're walking into the interview standing up or you are sitting down. It demonstrates that you feel comfortable in your environment, as I am here today. If in doubt, roll the shoulders back, stand up nice and straight, nice clear deep breaths, and you will feel calmer and more confident, and it will ooze out of you. The same when you sit down. Don't be afraid to cross your legs, open them up, put an arm over the back of a chair. It demonstrates power and confidence. You are not going to do this in the interview if you do it for the first time. So your task is, maybe when you're just at dinner with your family, practice your posture. Feel comfortable sitting and taking up more space. Number 4, get comfortable with platonic touch. This is about breaking down the space barrier when you first meet someone or you walk into a room, maybe there's a scary interviewer looking at you. Now, normally it's about practicing a really good handshake. But in this day and age, you've also got to be comfortable with a little elbow bump. It just shows that you are at ease, you're calm, you're confident, and you're ready to have a fantastic interview. Number 5, do not allow yourself to be cut off. And even more important if you are doing telephone or Zoom-based interviews. If someone wants to interrupt you and you're making an exceptional point, which I'm sure you will be, finish your point and then invite them to ask the question. Unbelievably powerful, game-changing, and it stops you from having someone interrupt you, lose your flow, lose your confidence, or feel disarmed. Don't be cut off. Number 6, this is one that few people will ever talk to you about. Openly share your shortcomings. Yep, I said it, your weaknesses, the things that you don't like and that other people might not like as well. In an interview, we are always talking about all the things I have done, I have achieved, I can do this, I can do that. When you say the things that you can't do and that you have struggled with, it demonstrates incredible humility. And then it gives your strengths greater purpose and value, because I believe them even more that you value both your strengths and your shortcomings. Now, it takes practice to do this without also demeaning yourself, because you don't want to say something that will put the interviewer off. So again, the task here is simple. Practice it. Come up with maybe just 1 or 2 examples, but then these are the examples you use over and over again in interviews. As an example, I'll share one with you. I might sometimes say that whilst I will excel in XYZ environment for the interviewer, I'm less good in an environment in which I know they don't value in that role. But it still demonstrates that I know this. And as an example, you might say, oh, my email management is not the best, but I make up for it with having spectacular to-do lists. So it still shows balance as well. Number 7, remove those pesky orrs. They don't sound good, but it's just about confidence and practice. Everybody has little tics that they have. Maybe it's a slightly shaky leg, maybe it is the ums or the ers. The only way to get them out of your vocabulary is just practice and slowing down. If you're trying to garble your way through an interview like this, then you're gonna struggle to fill the gaps with words. So slow down, have more purpose and strength. Practice this, and you will find your ums and ers slowly disappearing. Number 8, matching and mirroring the interviewer. This is an absolute game changer. And to demonstrate this, I'm joined by the lovely Tumi, and we have a couple of chairs, because you will find that you are normally sitting down in an interview. So how does this work? Well, if you've got someone in charge, clearly me in this case, matching and mirroring is just about replicating the body language, because normally it's quite an intense process being an interview. You're going to be staring right at your interviewer, and this helps build rapport. It's very subtle, but you follow these kind of behaviors. And tell me, how does it feel the first time you're doing this?
I mean, at first it is a bit awkward, but you get used to it.
Very cool. I can promise you this is an absolute game changer. And you know when it works because people will say a very specific phrase. At the end of the interview, they will go, oh gosh, it's been remarkable. I've really enjoyed getting to know you. I just feel like there's been a connection, right? Nothing to do with who you are as a person or what's going on, what you've said, your skills. It's all about that physical, personal connection. Number 9. This is somehow incredibly easy and incredibly difficult all in one go, and it is just smiling. It sounds easy, but people forget all the time. You walk into your interview and you're panicking, or you're worried, or you think you haven't practiced enough, and that's what goes through people's heads. If you go into any interview room just going, well, I've done all the practice in the world, I feel really confident and calm, and I'm going to be brilliant, all I'm going to do now is smile. And if that's all you're thinking about as you walk in that door, you will set a fantastic first impression. And by just smiling more, it will release endorphins that will help relax you. What a win. The perfect start to any interview. Lastly, to wrap up our 10 tips, you've got to be you. You've got to be comfortable being who you are with an audience, with an interviewer. And this takes practice. It takes the research to apply for the jobs that are going to suit you. You will feel fake if you are in a suit when you hate wearing suits and you're interviewing at a company that doesn't even remotely resemble your values. You will feel like a fraud and it will not feel good. And it will not feel good for the interviewer either. By contrast, when you've done that great preparation and research and you know what you're looking for, you've been doing work on your goals, your vision, your purpose, what you want to achieve in life, and you will feel more comfortable sharing that with your interviewer. If you are not you, people will see through you and they will find someone else who is more authentic and better suited to this job. So it is all well and good me giving you these 10 tactics and tips, but ideas are nothing without action. They are an arrow without a bow. And action takes preparation. Clearly, you need to research the role, the company, how to get to interview on time. I don't even mention that as a tip because if you don't turn up on time, I would never hire you and 99% of people won't either. It's a no-brainer, just don't do it. The things in this video are what will make you truly stand out. The content, the way you dress, the things that you say, the shortcomings you share, all of that is up to you. But that is your speciality, that's who you are. Right? Interviews are about demonstrating you so that I as an interviewer can also decide you're a good fit for me and I'm a good fit for you too. So your goal here is to practice all of these 10 tactics and do more research, find as many other things you can do to influence in an interview so that you have the best possible chance of getting any job in the world that you want when you set your eyes on it and your mind on it and it works for you. If you've watched my other video here in Apprentice Nation on setting smarter goals, then you will know I love a good quote. So we've got to put one in here too. You become what you consistently practice. So practice what you want to become. In this case, if you want to be a success in interviews, you have to practice being a success in interviews. Ask siblings, friends, family members to sit down in front of you and to practice all of these tactics and skills so that you know when you sit in this key interview in life that you will absolutely smash it. So much confidence comes from practice. Just the knowledge you've done things over and over before is transformative. And at the moment, you kind of just have to trust me on that. But when you practice this and you see this in actuality, then you will know what I'm talking about. If you want to build on the skills you've learned in this session today, then I've got a couple of really big recommendations for you. First up, head to the session that's about looking beyond your grades for your CV. And then I really encourage the how to be a success at networking, and tied into that, looking at personal brand. Because all of these things really fit together in establishing who you are and then sharing it with the wider world. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been my pleasure walking you through my top 10 skills for transforming your interviews. I wish you all the luck in the world, and I know that with the practice that you are willing to put into this and will do, it will transform your ability to get that job, whether it is your first ever job or if it is the dream apprenticeship, whatever it may be. These skills will stand the test of time and enable you to build the career, the life and the future that you want. It has been a pleasure sharing this with you. I've been Mark, part of the Apprentice Nation team. Have the most amazing day. Take care.